Hi everybody, my name is Michael Wright. I'm a canine behaviourist. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I've just been whittling away to myself and I realised that I hadn't actually gone live. I'm not getting any younger and I've no excuses. So here I am. Anyway, today I want to talk about bringing a dog into your home during a lockdown. And I was prompted to talk about this from reading a very small piece in the Times from a lady who was looking for a puppy, and she displayed to me or wrote down for me one of the things that frankly drives me a little bit crazy, a throwaway comment. And she basically said rescue dogs are no good. I can't consider a rescue dog because the one's local to me. I assume she's in London. She might not be. I don't know. But she said the ones close to me need experienced owners. Well, that's just lazy thinking. Because to be fair, any dog needs an experienced owner or somebody who's willing to learn about what's required. So yes, these little guys behind me, they're lovely and they're gorgeous. They're probably with their mother there, but who knows, that might be just a set-up picture. Puppies require a lot of commitment. All dogs do, but puppies do require a lot of commitment, understanding, people to spend their time with them, to understand what they're doing, teach them how to be in a house, how to be out and about, all the skills that they require, etc. They're fairly intensive, and you know, I'm like anybody else. I think they're cute. I love them to pieces, but I cannot get my mind away from how many of these puppies end up in rescue centres, and how many of them end up looking like the chap behind me, and they often end up in these rescue centres for very long periods of time, some of them years. So please don't ignore the rescue dog, and don't write the rescue dog off because you think or you're told they need people with experience. Quite a few rescue centres, of course not all, because many rescue centres are doing the best they possibly can, but there's quite a few centres, even some of the big ones, that seem to be offering up reasons not to bring a dog into a home, as opposed to trying to find ways of getting dogs out of the rescue centres into loving and caring homes. So puppies can be hard work, and of course so can rescue dogs, but no much more than a puppy. They might have slightly more ingrained, maybe difficult behaviours that need some assistance, but there's plenty of people out there throughout the country, me included. I'm a behaviourist. There's plenty of behaviourists out there, and of course dog trainers that can help you. Now if you bring a rescue dog into your home and it's got simple training issues, well, you can go to a trainer, not a problem. A trainer will help you. But if it's a dog with behavioural issues, you know, maybe it's frightened of everything, maybe it's a bit aggressive, maybe it's difficult with people or children, whatever. If they're behavioural issues, contact somebody like me, a proper canine behaviourist that is trained to deal with those things. But to separate them quite as simply as, oh, I better get a puppy because they're going to be easier to deal with than a rescue dog that might have some problems, that's doing a disservice to the dogs that are stuck in these centres. And to be fair, from my perspective, there are plenty of good breeders out there, but I question whether we need any more dogs. You know, while we've got so many in pounds, from young dogs right the way through to old dogs that really need homes, why do people still insist on getting a puppy? And on the theme of puppies, just a little bit more about puppies. because of the way things are with COVID and lockdown, you can't do the prudent thing, which a lot of people don't do anyway, of course. And of course, the prudent thing is if you find a proper breeder that you think has a puppy that you can give a home to, in normal times you would visit that breeder at their home, not in a car park, not up some lane somewhere, but you'd visit them at home, and you take your responsibilities very seriously. You'd visit them at home, you see the dogs and the rest of the litter and the dog's parents, the environment they're living in, the demeanour of the dogs, the demeanour of the dog's mothers, etc. And you would make sure that all the paperwork is in order. These dogs have been properly bred and introduced into the world and are coming to you at the right time in their lives and have the paperwork to prove it. Now, that's sensible, and you would expect most people would be able to do that. But unfortunately, we still see hundreds of people. You see them on Facebook and Twitter all the time bemoaning their fate, that they've taken a dog, they've spent £3,000, £4,000 on a puppy, which is unbelievable money, and people selling you puppies at that sort of price. You've got to question the veracity of these people and whether they're kosher or not. Most of them won't be. These dogs will have come from very difficult situations, and often these dogs have been moved on with diseases and problems, and etc. And frankly, I think it's irresponsible for people to source dogs like that. So you'll still see dogs advertised on Facebook. They might have been stolen, they might have come from puppy farms, or any other horrendous thing that I can think of. Buying a dog from those circumstances is a recipe for disaster, not just for your bank balance, but for the most important person, or the most important thing in this whole thing, which is the dog. Because you'll end up taking a dog will have problems. Some people will have the fortitude to work with the dog and try and give it the best it can. Others will just pop to a rescue centre and say, no, made a mistake with this dog, can't handle this, and off it goes, while they go and look for another one maybe. So I think that's really all I wanted to say about puppies and rescue dogs. I know it's not very long, but I just want people to think carefully before they go searching for this puppy. If you truly want to give a dog a home, be it your first dog or one of many you've had over the years, don't ignore the dogs that are stuck in the rescue centres. Because trust me, I can pretty much guarantee, even if you were fixed on a puppy, you'd find a puppy in a rescue centre. But take on a 2 or 3 year old, take on a 1 year old dog. They're going to really appreciate you giving them a home. Be prepared to put some work in. Remember that they aren't a lightweight proposition. They're a lifetime commitment for the lifetime of the dog, and that could be anywhere for 10, 15 years and 20 years. It doesn't matter what. You don't know how long they'll live. They'll always live less than us, obviously, but while they're with us, it's our responsibility to do our very best for them. So before opening your wallet and emptying all your money and spending a fortune on getting a puppy, just think carefully and consider a rescue dog that isn't necessarily going to present you with huge amounts of problems. Some of them will have issues that need specific work and specific help from dog trainers and behaviourists, depending on what the issues are. But don't let that put you off. And also, don't be put off by rescue centres that try and dissuade you from having a dog. I've heard all sorts of things. That the dog is, you've got children of a certain age, you can't have a dog. You work part-time, you can't have a dog. certainly when I first started rescuing dogs back in the 80s after I left the Navy, they were more than happy to allow you to rescue a dog. My first dog, in fact, Honey, she was a rescue lab retriever. She was about 7 when we got her, and she'd been hit by a car near Peterborough. But I used to drive past the Wood Green Animal Shelter 2 or 3 times a week while I was on the road as a medical rep. And I'd always wanted a dog after I left the Navy, but I felt I worked, and my better half, my wife, she worked part-time, so we were worried about leaving a dog at home. But actually, back then, they were still euthanizing dogs once they'd been stuck there for a certain time. And I remember saying, I could get a couple of cats, because Wood Green was stuffed full of cats. There were thousands of them. And they said to me, and I was a salesman at the time, they said to me, well, of course, we can keep the cats ad infinitum. We've got no problem with cats, but dogs, a certain period of time, we can't keep them any longer. So where would you rather the dog be? Maybe at home 2 or 3 hours a day, excuse me, 2 or 3 hours a day alone while you're out at work, or on death row? Well, you can't get a better sales pitch than that. So of course I rescued a dog, and I've been rescuing them ever since. I wouldn't dream of going to a breeder. I've seen too many dogs that have needed homes, and they just need our help. So don't forget them. Don't instantly think I've got to have a puppy, and more importantly, don't get in your mind the dog's got to be this shape, that tall, this breed. Get that out of your mind. The only questions you really should be asking is, can I give this home to a dog that actually needs it? And can I give the amount of time and the love and the care that all dogs need? And if you can, well, go out there and get yourself a dog. If it has to be a puppy, just take your time and exercise due diligence. Don't get a dog from Facebook or Twitter or Craigslist or anywhere else like that, because you are running the risk of perpetuating a very nasty trade. That's it. That's all I've got to say, really. So my parting comment is think rescue if you can, and don't be frightened of bringing in a 2 or 3 year old dog into your home. They will be a joy. They will just be a joy. And if you've got any issues, call somebody like me. Now, again, because of COVID, I've been doing this since very early last year. I can help you via video conference. You can see my website address down below. And on my website, you can find my Twitter and Instagram, all those sorts of things, and Facebook, etc. But I can do video consultations. They're not my preferred method. I'd rather visit somebody at home and see the dog up front. But I found actually that by asking lots of questions, and you can show me videos of your dogs, I can actually help via video very successfully. It does mean, of course, it doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, or indeed even what part of the world you're in. A video consultation, I can help you with your dog, and if I can't, I'll tell you so. Okay, I think that's it for now. Hopefully at some stage people will tune into these sorts of things when they're running live, because it would be nice to take some questions from people. I won't be able to do a full-blown consultation of 2 hours, which is what I normally take, but I can answer some of your shorter questions and give you some advice that hopefully is going to be helpful. All right, so I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye for now. Okay, bye.